G'day. We're here in the studio today. We're doing some light drawing or light painting, depending on your point of view. We're going to shoot against a dark background, as you can see in behind me. We've got two different exposures to consider when we're doing light drawing. We've got the long exposure, which is going to give us the movement of the elements in the background and the patterns in the background. And we've got the flash exposure on our model. So we need to get both of them right. So the flash exposure is simply controlled by the aperture in my camera or the power of my flash. The flash I've got on a softbox is directly overhead of the camera, so it's going to give us a nice flattering light on our model, Layla. And our black background won't expose from that flash because we've got Layla further forward from the background. You'll see it as we go through. I don't want to talk about it too much. We're going to get in and start doing some stuff, and I'll give you some tips and hints as we go through. Okay? You all right, Rob? So we're using our torch. Get out of the shot. So we're using our torch to light up our background elements. These torches will focus. They focus out wide to give us a wide spread or a narrow spread. They'll all be set to the wide spread because I want to fill up that background element that we're moving around as fully as possible. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with just household items, things that you can find around your house that can give you that movement in the background, and it's going to look really cool. I shouldn't say really cool because I'm nearly 70 and it sounds a stupid thing to say, but we're going to start off with Layla. We're going to position her in a spot. I'm going to focus, get ready to shoot, turn the lights out, and then we're going to move that element around in the background. Now I'm going to do it myself initially, and then I'm going to have my assistants do it because my knees will get a bit crooked because I am an old man. So I just want to show you that you can do this stuff on your own. You don't need assistants to do it for you. So my first exposure is 10 seconds. Now the 10-second shutter speed is simply to give me enough time to move that light around in the background. I could do it for 5 seconds or 20 seconds, depending on how much time I want to move that element around in the background. My aperture is f8. The reason why it's f8 is because whenever I'm experimenting with stuff, I tend to use f8. It's in the middle of the scale. It allows me to remember in 2 years' time what aperture I used when I was doing this shoot. And my ISO is 200 just because I shoot pretty much everything on 200. So we're going to do a couple of shots now and I'll show you what we can do. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is simply use this shopping bag. I'm going to put my torch or flashlight into that shopping bag and I'm going to move it around in the background and you'll see the results that we get. Okay, so I push the shutter button, use my plastic bag around in the background here, and then the exposure will turn off, and that's the result that we get. Quite cool for a plastic bag. It's good to have a bag with some writing on it, with some colours in it, so that you can get a little bit of that colour in that background. Okay, I'm going to do one more with this plastic bag, then we're going to change to something else. Here we go. I'll press the shutter. Okay, here we go. Once again, a little bit of movement around here in the background. We don't want too much movement because it gets a bit too busy. So we just want a minimum of movement so that we're going to get enough light there to be able to make our image. Now I'm going to use a bread bag, just a bag that my daughter's gluten-free bread comes in. So I'm just going to move that around in the background to give me a different colour. Lights please, Livia. So we use those plastic bags. You can use various different ones, different colours, play around with that. Now we're going to use a couple of bottles. Bottles, it's a good word, isn't it? Bottles, I always like bottles. So we're going to put the torch in the bottle. We're going to use a couple of drink bottles, plastic ones and a glass one, and see the results we get from that. So to start with, we're going to use this one here. Now, if you've watched any YouTube videos on light drawing or light painting, you'll know that there are proprietary things that you can buy from suppliers that will allow you to attach your torch to your light painting object. In Australia, we have a lot of trouble getting those things because they won't ship to Australia. So a trip around the hardware store found me this little piece of toilet plumbing, which is a little grommet that fits in the back of your toilet to attach to a water pipe. And it just is the right size for my torch to fit in. And I can also fit my water bottle in the front of it, and it helps me to do that. You'll never get something that's universal unless you buy the proprietary thing. But also, I'm a bit of a stingy photographer. I don't like spending a lot of money, and that stuff can cost you a lot of money. I don't do a lot of this light painting stuff, so I can't really justify spending all that money. So what we're going to do is use the green water bottle here and see what we come up with. Okay, lights. So now I'm going to use a clear bottle with some cellophane in it, just a couple of little pieces of cellophane. When I put my torch in the end of it here, it's going to hopefully give me that, that colour as I move it around. So we'll see how we go. And I hope I don't drop it and smash it on the floor. Okay, lights, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Just a different way of doing things. You can come up with your own devices to play around with. Okay, now I've got a water bottle here. Oh, no, that's somebody's water bottle. Callan's left, don't leave your water bottles in here, mate, or I'll be doing light painting with them. Okay, now I've got a milk bottle, just a 3 litre Dairy Farmers milk bottle that we get here. I'm going to put it in my little device, put my torch in the end of it, and move it around and see what we can get. There we go. That was all scripted, by the way. I was meant to do that. Okay, lights. That's it. Good stuff. Look at that.
I was like...
The best shot of the day. Look at that. I knew that I could do that. Now, we've got various watches and sunglasses over here that we can use as well. But what we're going to do now is use some fabric and some paper to give us the effect that we're looking for. But I'm also going to gel my flash. So I'm going to put a blue cellophane over the top of my torch so that I can make that, that device blue or purple or whatever colour I want to make it. So to start with, I'm just going to use a plain plastic bag, just a freezer bag like this. Again, just moving it in behind Layla. Now I'm relying on Layla to change her pose and to look beautiful in all these shots because I've got too many other things to think about. That's why we get Layla to do these shots, because she's just amazing. Okay, thank you, Olivia. Olivia's pretty amazing too on the light switch. Here we go. There we go. Okay, look at that, a plastic bag with a torch in it and a little bit of blue cellophane. It looks amazing. I do have a red cellophane. Okay, Callan's asked us for red. So we've got some red here. Now I need to, because this red is slightly thinner, I'm going to put 2 layers over the top just to make it a little bit more red than red. Okay, there we go. and Callan's going to come and help me with this one because he was the one that suggested this. He's going to use this blue bottle and put that torch in the back of it, and we're going to have red and blue in the same shot. And hopefully Callan and I won't run into each other in the background. Okay, you start on that side, Callan. All right, here we go. We want it reasonably close to Layla. Here we go. Go. Now, you just go through the background. Yep, more quick, yep. That's it. Okay, there we go. We've got two different colours. You want to have a look at that?
Yeah, nice.
Okay. So a couple of important things is to keep Callan out of the shot. The second important thing is that when that flash fires to light our model, Layla, I don't want to be in the background already, because if I'm in the background here, you're going to get a picture of me. I need to stand out of shot altogether so that when that flash fires, we only get Layla in the shot. Then I move into it. Now, you could use your self-timer if you want to. I'm just using 10 seconds, which gives me enough time to move into that shot. You could use a remote release to fire your shutter. You could do it in a number of different ways. But what I'm going to do now is, because my knees are killing me, I'm going to get my expert assistants to do a lot of this light painting for me. Okay? So they're going to get in here and they'll do a much better job than I do. So here we go with that. We're going to use a couple of other devices in our background. In the blue, and just shake it around. What we want to try and do is, rather than just get the one thing there, we want to try and get long bits here. So you can use your other hand to hold it up if you want to. Okay? Yeah, that's right. And Callan, have you still got the torch there? Yeah. You can use this one. We're going to do them separately. Yep. So just wrap your torch around that. Okay. Okay, up on there. I'm just going to widen it up a little bit. So we're down to your knees, Layla. This one, yep. Now we're going to use Michelle and Callan to do some of this light painting stuff. Obviously it won't be as good as it would be if I did it, but I've got to give them a go and let them do it. They're paying me to be here, so I've got to make them part of the shoot. Okay, so lights out. Here we go, ready? Okay. Here's Michelle modelling this beautiful blue plastic or blue wrapping paper. And that looks great. Yeah, terrific. Okay.
No pressure, Callan.
Now Callan's coming in with his little fabric. So here we go. Okay, Callan, that's it. That's it. Good stuff. You can see the differences in the male and female techniques that they use in the background. Neither of them's better than the other, it's just a different effect. So what we might do is get both of you to do it this time. So Callan from that side and Michelle from the other side. I'll show you when we've done. Yep. Okay, here we go, a double bunger. Ready? Okay guys, don't run into each other. Okay, that's good. Okay, and here's the result. Ah, looks awesome. It's hard to tell, but Layla's actually the star of these shots, but the other guys are doing a really good job. Okay, you do that one, Michelle, just like I showed you before. So the last one we're going to use is this holographic wrapping paper. It's just wrapping paper that I stole from my wife. So we're going to use that in the background. Whoa! This is going to be a comedy. What we don't want is to see the brightness of the torch in the shot. So Michelle's got the bottom of the paper wrapped around the torch, so we're not going to see that. Hopefully we're just going to see this glittery bits as she goes around. All right, we'll give that a go. Here we go. Great. Just you stay as still as you can, Layla. Yep. That's great, Michelle. Lights. Okay, you ready, Michelle? So that will show you just some stuff you find around the house. You can do this light painting or light drawing and it's not a difficult thing to do. All you need is a dark background or a dark environment to do it. In our next video, we're going to show you a little bit more advanced stuff that I've bought specifically for the light painting thing. So you'll see some of the different results that we can get from that.